Hi, my name's Ian and welcome to the channel. If you've not been here before and you have been here before, then welcome back. In this video we're going to be talking about weights and whether your camper van, motorhome, etc. may be overweight when you're using it. You know, when you pack it up for the holiday, etc. Do you actually weigh what you're putting in it? Do you consider what you're putting inside it? You know, because it's quite possible that you may be running over your 3.5 tons that you're allowed, or whatever the weight is of the vehicle that you've got. With my Peugeot Boxer, I mean, I'm limited to 3.5 tons with it. And I know there's been a few times when that van has been quite a bit more weight in it than what it really should have. So it may be something that you might want to consider doing is upplating, which is something that I'm in the process of doing at the moment. So I've contacted a company called SV Tech, and basically I've fed them some information, which I'll show you in a minute, what the quick form that you sort of have to fill in with them and the sort of things they ask for. But basically you'll this one asks you personal details, also what vehicle you've got at the moment, what weight is at the moment. They want a photograph of the actual VIN plate in the vehicle itself, a photograph of the registration documents with the information on it. Also they want to know things like your tyre sizes, what types of tyres you've got, what type of suspension you've got fitted to the vehicle, all that sort of stuff. And they can actually just make, from that information, can give you an idea of what they can upplate to. Now, as it stands at the moment, my vehicle is 3.5 tons, but I've actually now got the plate back from SV Tech, which I now need to send the information off to the DVLA, but I've now plated up to 3,900 kilos. Now, for me, the driving license I've got allows me to drive up to 7.5 tons. But there's certain people, obviously, I don't know what date it was, but basically you could be limited to 3.5 tons, so you may need to consider going for another driving test to get yourself up to 7.5 tons or whatever it is you need to get to these days. But as I said, I'm going up to 3,900, so I'm fine with the driving license that I've got. But yeah, it's weights is one of those things, you know, you sort of, it wasn't until I actually decided to weigh everything when I went to put it in the van. I mean, we carry 2 bicycles, I mean, they're electric bikes as well, so I mean they're heavy bikes anyway. You've got the batteries as well with them, and then we carry a barbecue. You've got, you know, you could have, I mean, like with my van, we've got underslung water tank. I mean, I've got 100 litre underslung water tank, so there's basically 100 kilos sat in there. I've got a 60 litre waste tank, so in reality I could be sloshing around some water in there as well. Though saying generally, you know, it's more the fact that you've probably got more of the fresh water in there than tend to be of waste. But then obviously then you've got your toilet in there. I mean, one of those things is full and nearly up to 18 kilos. So that sort of stuff can all add up. And then if you've done a self-conversion, what stuff have you put in it, inside it? Have you built it out of old pallets like I've seen some people do? I mean, yeah, it's a lot of weight you're adding into the vehicle. And then there's also yourselves, you know, how heavy are you? It's all that sort of stuff to consider. And then also as well, you stick in a full tank of diesel in it before you go leaving home. So there's, I mean, my diesel tank's 90 litres, so there's another 90 kilos I'm shoving in it, and it all adds up. So as I said, we got to the point a while ago where we were sort of weighing everything, right the way down to the knives and forks, the cooking utensils, the whole lot, just to see where it got to. And you know, we were chucking stuff out going, well, do we really need to take this with us? Yes, no, yeah, maybe, no we don't need the barbecue this time, let's get rid of that, let's take that out, just to try and keep the weight down a bit. So it's something really to consider before you go away for you know, if you're going away for a weekend, you know, might be fine, but you know, if you're going away for 2-3 weeks, something like that, and you're taking bikes with you, you've got your kids with you, I mean, just changing the subject very slightly, we used to have a caravan, and I remember being down in the New Forest one year, and basically this caravan turned up, 5 people got out of the car, so it was 2 adults, 3 kids, and the stuff that came out from the inside of that caravan, you think to yourself, there's no way in the world that that's within its maximum permissible limit. It must have been well over it. You know, it was push bikes coming out of it, there was flipping bouncy castles, the whole lot was coming out of this caravan. So you know, it's not just motorhomes and campervans, it's caravans as well, but obviously you can't go up plating your caravan. So obviously what you have to do with you know, more of that is actually making sure that your car is suitable for towing that caravan itself, and obviously making sure that your curb weight, etc., of the vehicle can cope with it, and it's not like the tail wagging the dog. But anyway, I'll just put the computer on now and I'll sort of give you a guide as to where SV Tech's information is. I can't remember exactly how much it was. I've got a funny thing, it was £320 to get the van up plated. There is another company that do it, but he's having problems at the moment with the DVSA. They're not allowing him to do up plating at the moment, so I think SV Tech is about probably the only one that's doing it at the moment. But as I said, I'll go onto the computer now and sort of show you where you need to go. So you just go into Bing or Google or whatever else your preferred browser is, and just type in SV Tech. It'll come up like this with their websites, so a bit of a map of where they are, etc. And then click onto their website. Let's get rid of that. Oh, oops, get rid of that. And then that will bring up their website itself. If you then, literally right at the top of there, is you can fill in their quick inquiry form, which basically is this. And then you want to say obviously what vehicle you want to try and upplate. I mean, obviously you can do motorhomes, horse boxes, minibuses, pickups like commercials, all sorts of stuff they end up doing. But we're going to click on motorhomes. And then basically it'll ask you a load of information, you know, are you a business or private individual? So you're a private individual, then you'll then need to fill in your name, all that sort of stuff on there, mobile number, all your basically bits and bobs. And then what's the reason for your inquiry? You want to uprate, and then from uprating, then it's basically saying that the DVSA is paying close attention to motorhomes, because in recent years it's found that more and more of them are running overloaded. So they can then get you as much as 500 kilos extra on your payload. So basically you put in your base vehicle of what you've got. So we put in there, I've got a Peugeot, and then you've then got to put you can put your information in there. So it's a Boxer. Mine's a 435. Registration number if you want to put in there. Then obviously you then put what class of motorhome do you have. So you basically put in there, is it a van, coach built, whatever else it is, so whatever type of van you've got. So I've just got a van. And then it says asking questions, then is it a self build? Yes, a self build. Then it asks what sort of type of suspension have you got. So like leaf spring with air, an Alco torsion. So if you've got a coach built, you've probably got an Alco torsion on there, or you've got a leaf spring. So I've got leaf springs on my Peugeot. How many axles have you got? Well, I've got 2. And then your tyre sizes on there. So you need to put in what type of what tyre sizes you've got on there. I actually put on there. Not only did I put the information of what it was of the tyre size, I also said what make of tyre I've got on there. It's because I've got Falcon Wild Peaks on mine, which are like an off-road tyre. So you need to basically put the index on there, and all that information you can actually find on the side of your tyre wall. You actually got to send them a photograph of your tyres eventually as well. So on your axle 2, which is your back axle, have you got twin tyres on there? So we've got single on ours. And then obviously VIN plates, you've got to find, they want a photograph of your VIN plate. So obviously then you then got to take a photograph of that, and then you then got to put images in of everything that they want from you, etc. on there, the VIN number, and then photographs, etc. with there. But as I said, you just go through the inquiry form, and then obviously then you can attach your photographs at the end. And one thing with the photographs, make sure they're not very big, because I ended up having to send the email of photographs to them 3 times, with like 2 photographs on each one, because my photo sizes were too big. But basically, it's basic information you need to be giving them. Then obviously any other work you want to do to it. So I did a self build. So I've just basically put on there that I had a Peugeot Boxer 435 Professional, which was an empty van, converted it into a camper van, etc. So it's quite straightforward. And then literally within 24 hours, I got an email back, basically stating what they could rate me up to. So basically they could take me to 3,900 without any modifications whatsoever. And if I wanted to go to 4,200, I think it was, I'd need air suspension fitted to the van, which I'm not really bothered about it. So give me the 3.9s, give me 400 kilos of extra payload. So that's fine as far as I'm concerned. So once you've agreed with SV Tech that you want them to do the work, they'll then post you out an invoice, which you then need to pay. And then once you've paid that, they basically then say they'll get the plate out to you within about 10 working days. Well, mine turned up in 2. So I mean, I sent the payment over, I think it was on a Saturday morning, and by Tuesday morning I actually had the plate back in my hands. So then what you then have to do then is there's a couple of bits of information you need to fill in your logbook for the fact that you want to upplate it to whatever it is you've managed to get upplated to. So in my case it's 3,900 kilos. And then after that, you then submit a certificate that they give you as well, with the information. I've actually got the plate as well to stick on my vehicle, but you can't stick that on there until you physically got your V5 back from the DVLA with the new weight on it. The other thing is that the DVLA are a bit of a weird bunch, as I've found out with trying to convert my campervan into a motorhome. Sorry, my van into a motor caravan. But there is a possibility that my yearly road tax will come down from what I think is going to be £345 from April down to about £160 a year, or 170 it might be going into this year, because of the weight, because of the change in taxation class. But I've been told by SV Tech that the DVLA can sometimes refuse this, and you carry on paying the £345, whatever it is we need to pay now. But it's quite possible I might get a rebate. So what I'm doing now, I'm now waiting for the information to come back from the DVLA. In fact, I've not actually sent off the information yet, because I'm going to be taxing the van at the beginning of February, and then wait a couple of days and then send it off, and then see what comes back from the DVLA with regards to the new logbook. But I hope I haven't waffled on too long with this. But if you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. It'd be fantastic if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, as I'm trying to grow this channel this year. It's slowly creeping up at the moment, but it'd be fantastic if I had more subscribers, and your comments would be greatly appreciated as well. So yeah, anyway, I'll catch you again in the next one. Cheers.